everybody, it's Irene with BrainStormAcres, and I am in the greenhouse today. Now, it's a little noisier than here than I'd like it to be, but I really can't turn the fan off, otherwise we will melt. I do have also got a large moth in here, hummingbird moth. So that means I'm going to have to be watching for caterpillars in here, because these things can be problematic, shall we say. But the basic gist is we had somebody take the greenhouse for us while we were gone, and it worked. Was it in perfect condition when we got back? No, it certainly was not. However, everything was alive, which is the whole point. I don't remember how much I talked during that, but basically we were really pleased by the condition of the greenhouse when we got home. Like I say, it wasn't perfect, but we had people who are not really gardeners taking care of it. So the fact that it survived was a big deal to us. Plants don't have to look perfect. All the bugs don't have to be dead, that sort of thing. But it meant that we had something good to work with when we get home. I'm going to take you just on a quick tour today and kind of catch you up on things. So first things first, this is a thing that is a container that is actually not on irrigation, and what I do is I throw random water in here periodically. This is a there was a potato that came up in here. This is a husk cherry that randomly came up in here. These are dwarf tomatoes. You'll see the plants don't look great, but they are already producing a secondary or tertiary or whatever you want to call it. See how many fruits we have on there. It's one of the things I love about the dwarf tomatoes. They come back really well if they've been abused a little bit. And this pot was abused in the sense that it had an infestation of aphids and cucumber beetles. That happens sometimes in here. We are not a bug-proof environment, so you know. Those are Bella Rosa. Not bad, eh? I will go through and pick some more. Here's our hummingbird moth. These are pretty amazing little critters. Kind of cute. My problem with them is I know that they lay eggs and are somewhat problematic in terms of the caterpillars, but this was kohlrabi, and you can see there's one kohlrabi plant left here, and I'll be doing a video about that sometime, because I want to make a point for people who are not heavy-duty gardeners about saving things for other people. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You have to know your plants and what can be saved and what can't be. Now up here we have these are it's in the yard-long beans family, and these are red noodles, and I'm going to be harvesting these today. I don't normally let them grow quite that long. It's on me that they were not harvested the other day. We've just been so darn busy. And the reason you haven't seen more of me lately is I have just this huge volume of work that needs to be done. And yeah, it makes it a little tough. Those are going to be orange, and that's this orange, and they will get a little bit more orange before I harvest them. These are cucumbers, and I harvested a couple of nice big cucumbers the other day. I'll take that guy today. It's got some babies up here. So yeah, we'll be having some more. These are not all making, because the amount of pollination they're getting in here is a little shaggy. These plants are self-fertile, so they are capable of fertilizing themselves. However, I haven't been around to really jiggle them, and I didn't have the fan adjusted to jiggle them, so a little less than perfect germination. Bella Rosa again. We have, by the way, been eating a ton of tomatoes. That guy's right, he'll come in today. More Amanda orange. That guy is just about ripe. The hardest thing for me with Amanda orange is I have to remember to touch them, because I'll be eternally waiting for them to turn red, and they're never going to. See, this guy's ripe, so I'll be getting him out of here today too. We do have a wasp or two in here, which I am allowing to run around. They've been pollinating nicely. Some of these plants could use a little bit of fertilizer. Mostly they look a little shaggy because we've had such incredibly hot weather. I need to harvest a few of the dill seeds here. This is a Haas. I think this is Haas, yeah. That's not quite ready yet, but that one is. So we have already gotten tons of fruit off, and I have several photos on my phone that I've taken of just a little bit of the fruit that we've gotten off here. So in general, we're doing great. This is not going to be the most monumental harvest we've ever had. That's okay. We're getting enough for the two of us, which is the whole point. You can see there's all kinds of new fruits on these. One of these plants did seem to demise over here. No clue why. Sometimes they just get kind of smushed. They're not as tough as some of the big plants are in some ways, but anything that's left of them will produce fruit. So before I left home, I trimmed all the flowers off of the basil and the Thai basil, and by the time I got home, they were full of flowers again. But it means that it produced a whole bunch new greens, which is what I was looking for, because we use the basil in our salads, and some of the leaves don't look great, but others are perfect. So yeah, we've got enough perfect leaves in here that we can make as many basil salads as we want. So I am going to set this over to the side. It will run for as long as it runs. We're a little short on batteries this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and harvest some of these things. It's going to be noisy because I have to set this on the table, and the table is close to the fan, which has to be on, otherwise we're going to melt. So Rufus is hiding under a table somewhere because he's discovered that that's a lot cooler, and I don't blame him. If I fit under the table and could get my work done, I would probably do the same thing. Okay, I think I've got most of what I wanted, which was a bunch of tomatoes, and let's see, a bunch of tomatoes, some dill seeds, and a cucumber. I'm going to now give a couple of the plants some water. The cucumber is not getting quite as much water as it needs, and both them and the bean could use some fertilizer. So I'm going to hit both of them with water and fertilizer. And that'll be about it. So if the camera quits on me, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because obviously I'm going to be doing lots more. It's just the next couple of weeks are going to be quite the big zoo. We have a lot scheduled. I have a ton of work to do, and I'm still trying to pull together my list of custom work that I have to do for this fall before I go to an event in October. So yeah, and August is basically toast at this point, so you know, not a lot of space. So until next time, I'm going to say goodbye. You can still watch me if it keeps working.